Welcome to the Beyond the Border podcast with Coach Arnold, and today our guest is Mikael from Ireland. Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for having.
Huh. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. Excited to be here on the podcast.
I'm excited too. Thank you for guesting this podcast. And can you tell something about you coaching career, and how did you start it?
Yes, I've been with the same club my entire career. I started coaching like in Iceland. The best like senior team basketball clubs take care of all youth teams from 6 years old. So I started coaching while playing at 15 years old. And I have my dad was a coach for a long time, senior team level. So that's where my like passion for basketball came and coaching. And for some time, I just worked my way up in the club. And as it is now, just to have the story short, I'm head of youth in Breiðablik, which has 440 kids as it is now. I'm co-coach of the senior team, and then I'm also coaching U18 national team in Iceland, like assistant coach U18 national team.
Okay, thank you. I really happy to talking with coach from Iceland. Uh, it's a really great experience for me. I know that Iceland isn't a big country, and I read yesterday that population is about 300,000 people. Uh, could you tell me how popular is basketball in Iceland compared, for example, to football or handball? Something.
I would say, like as it is now standing in Iceland, if you're talking 10 years ago, then football would be most popular by far. Then we would have handball and then basketball after that. But now in Iceland, basketball has grown a lot. Like youth-wise, a lot of kids have started to play, and the top division level has gotten more competitive. And I would say the biggest reason for the certain growth in like the certain population of basketball to becoming the number 2 sport in Iceland is just how good the senior team league has become, because we have opened more opportunities to have better foreign players in the league, which like instead that we have like more people watching the league and stuff like that. And also we have a TV channel called Stötu Sport, which broadcast every game, has like shows after game talking about like what had happened. So that has also created a lot of popularity in Iceland.
Um, how many professional or semi-professional basketball clubs are there in Iceland?
In Iceland, we have like fully professional teams around, I would say, 10 teams. We have most teams top. We have 12 teams in the top division, and we have around, I would say, like 8 people getting paid to play basketball. Maybe not full salary, but some people are working with it. But it has become very like there's a lot of finance behind basketball in Iceland these days, and and like different maybe from other countries, there's no owners in Iceland. Like there's not a person that owns a club. It's prohibited in Iceland. So we have chairmen and board people who like take care of clubs, who have to get the finance to keep the club going. And now the, you can say, second highest division where I'm coaching now is also very competitive. You know, we have 3 foreign players almost every team there. We have like coaching wise very good. In Scandinavia, I would say it's probably close behind Finland. So it's become very very professional the level, even though we call it semi-professional.
Mm. Okay, thank you. What about the condition of basketball? I mm, I would like to say about the weather in your country. Iceland is land of ice, uh, and I think there is so cold. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's there was one day this season where every practice was canceled because of bad weather in the country. But like overall, it's chilly during the winter time. There's not a lot of sun, so people have to take more D vitamins, especially the foreigners who have not experienced it before. But I would not say it hinders us a lot. It's more maybe trips, road trips, and stuff like that. But also, it's just like you have sometimes to pick carefully which foreigners you get. Maybe it's not smart to take the American player who came just from Florida in college to come to Iceland in a small town.
Okay. Um, what does the YAS system look like? How many children typically join basketball programs?
What is it?
Okay. What does the YAS system look like? How many children typically join basketball programs?
I would say in Iceland it's pretty popular, and the biggest club, which is in the youth level, is Stjarnan right now, which has like around 550 kids. Breiðablik and some other teams.
550 or 500?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And
that's
then
a lot of kids.
yeah, and like behind that, like I don't know a lot of other clubs, but like for us, for instance, Breiðablik, we have 430 kids. But the biggest reason, like I would say, we have much success in senior team level is because our coaching from 8 to 11-year-olds is probably best in Europe, I would say, because like I say, it's not schools taking care of basketball. The senior team basketball clubs have coaching from 3 years old to until senior team, So kids are learning basketball very quickly. But what hinders us in Iceland a lot, like youth level wise, is after like 12, 13 years old, there are no academies in Iceland. You just stay with the clubs. So it's like you don't have like any way of like being in the best environment to become you don't have like lot of personal training. You don't have maybe the top strength and conditioning. But like I say, the sport of basketball has, so I don't get too sidetracked. The youth level in Iceland has become very popular and very big, and like it KKÍ, the basketball federation in Iceland, has like done a very good job of having a very successful youth programs.
Mm. Can you tell me where do you usually train in and about equipment, about your gyms, basketball gyms, about
Yeah,
complex? Some I know that in my country we often train at school gyms. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
at school
And
gym
renting
and
it, or
hmm?
is the club renting the school gym,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, yeah. So I would say that is probably the biggest like difference from Iceland to other countries. I think like in a lot of places like clubs and like probably high schools and stuff like that, or like renting their gym or have to build it on their own. But the biggest like the support from each and every town in Iceland is that the the towns build the basketball gyms for each club. For example, us in Breiðablik, just there was built a huge basketball gym in the 90s, and we don't have to pay anything to get into the gym. We just have full ownership of the gym, maybe not full ownership, but still we have time from 3 o'clock till 10 or 11 in the night. So we don't, that's the biggest support that, like, for example, Kópavogur, the town I live in, gives us as a club, is giving us the facility to practice.
Oh, that's great. Mm,
Yeah.
that's great. Um, what are the key strengths and weaknesses of Icelandic basketball right now?
Strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would say like a biggest thing for us, like I told you, I think would be how good we are in 3 to 11 to 13-year-old program youth wise, because it gives us a big advantage, in how we coach our kids and stuff like that. I would say the biggest weakness we have in basketball in Iceland is probably finance, because you're not maybe making a lot of money doing basketball. It's more like you're losing money, and both, I would say, worst thing for us in Iceland right now is like with the youth national teams, because there's not a lot of like financial support behind it. So we live on an island, you cannot drive to a tournament, European tournament. So we're flying everywhere, and like the players have to pay big amount of the trips we go to, that they're going to the national team in youth.
Mm.
So
But the
I would say,
okay, but the teams sometimes fly to European championships or some competitions. Oh no.
yeah, during the summertime most teams go to Nordic championships, where we play against Sweden, Norway, Estonia, Finland. And then we go to like Eurobasket, U20, U18, U16. And like I say, we are flying to the trips, and the people like the kids most of the times are unfortunately paying for these trips a big amount.
No.
There's been little bit more support during the years, but they're still paying too much to be going to these trips.
Mm. Uh, you play in versus cold countries. Northern Championship. It's interesting. But I think I can understand it because I think it costs a lot of money to fly it from island to another island. Okay. Uh, okay, and next question. Does the country have a clear development pathway from youth to senior level?
I would say there is, but it could be even better. Like I talked about, there's no academies in Iceland, but the senior team clubs have kids like practicing from their 6-year-old all the way until they go to senior team. And there's difference between clubs, how they do it, how they make the transition from youth to senior team. Just, just I like to take Breiðablik as an example. We have, I like to have kind of a transition coach. I have a coach who coaches senior team and coaches oldest youth groups as well. So he's able to, take people up. We're teaching the same kind of principles, plays, stuff like that. So the kids who get the chance to go to senior team have a better pathway upwards. And I would say only thing now in Iceland that some people have problem with is like, because we like as it is now, each team can have 4 foreigners. So maybe the kids who are playing 6 or 7 years ago, like, are not getting the same opportunity in top division right now. But they still can get that opportunity in first division. But I think it's just, survival of the fittest. So, if you're good enough, you play, but there's maybe not the same opportunity as it is.
Okay. Thank you. And how much yes teams do you have in your not academy
In
what
Breiðablik,
but in what but in your mm, you say
like
but I don't know this word.
Breiðablik. Yeah, the club I'm coaching, right? How many teams we have in Breiðablik, the club, right?
Yeah. How much
Yeah.
teams do you have?
So it's like I've said, it's like we have coaches coaching various of age groups. I have like kids who are still in kindergarten group, 3 to 5-year-old. They practice together. Then because of how like big the club has become, each age group is practicing like almost on their own. So we have 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds. So that's just from kindergarten to 11-year-olds. We have a lot of age groups, both men's and women's side.
Mhm.
Then we have like 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th, not 11th grade, but first year of high school, second
Mhm.
year of high school, and then you get to U20. So there's a lot of teams, I think it's like around 12 teams men's side, 8 or 9 teams on the women's side. So it's a lot to keep a track of.
Mhm. Okay, it's really a lot of groups.
Yeah.
And how many players are present at the practice
It
usually?
differentiates, it's like it's probably our biggest group, kindergarten group has 80 kids. Then the like oldest youth groups, they have are around 30 kids, 30 to 40 kids. So it differences. Then some of the older groups, only have 10 players. So it's like very different from what age group it is, how many kids are playing. Yeah, and it's most of the times when they start high school, the drop off starts, less kids like start practicing.
Okay. And now I would like to talking about climate and training conditions.
Yeah.
And how does Icelandic climate affect training schedules and yes, participant in sports?
What do you say?
How does the Icelandic climate affect training schedules and yes, participation in sports?
So the weather rights, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I would say like it does not have the weather does not have big effect on how we practice just because we are used to it. We know that some days will be harder to go there by driving. But like I said, there was one day this year like where there was a red warning. You should like there was snowing so much that there was no way to get to practice. So then we had to cancel practices and we have just like a way to execute those kind of things. But I would say the weather is not that bad that it has effect on us. It's more maybe on the football side, where they have to practice
Mhm.
outdoors. But us, we have great facility, good, air conditioning, AC, everything. So we are not worrying too much about it.
Mhm. Okay. And could you tell me, is your gym is near to your house or it's a long road to this? Because I asked it because I saw Walter Mitty. Uh, do, do, do you seen it? Do you saw it?
Yeah, seen it.
And uh, I remembered the volcano name Eyjafjallajökull. And I remember that is a really big country without buildings, a long road without buildings. Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it?
No, it's more like there's some places that have not been populated. Like for me, for example, I'm like in the main town, main city, close to Reykjavik. Kópavogur is probably second most populated city in Iceland. So we have, like I said, the Kópavogur built a gym where Breiðablik practices. For me, for example, it takes 5 minutes for me to like drive there, 4 to 5. So it's not a big hassle for us. And the gym is built in a place, that is accessible for most people. They found like some midpoint, so most schools, most kids, wherever they're in school, they can get to practices as easy as possible.
Mm. Um, you have very large groups, a lot of different ages. Uh, mm, in the small country and its great results. Can you tell me how do you recruit kids?
That's the thing. Like we're maybe not recruiting kids to some extent, but we're like trying to get kids to try basketball. The biggest problem for us, is like getting the kids into basketball. So we have like we have Breiðablik. The thing that has helped us a lot, to be honest, with the basketball club is that we have, I think, biggest football club youth-wise in Europe. We have 1,700 kids practicing football in Breiðablik. So
700,
yeah, so oh, yeah, so we have like we have gotten a lot of help from the football and getting kids. We've been able to go to practices for the on the football side, giving them like, hey, come to basketball, introducing the coaches of each age group, and then just advertisement on Facebooks, you know. So, and the thing that has helped us a lot is we have a great coach in the kindergarten group, like I told you about. We started it properly last year, and we have 80 kids there. So the biggest thing for us is just introducing basketball. That basketball is fun, but when we get them into basketball, they stay for a long time.
Okay. Um, can you tell me about your coaching philosophy with a young player?
Or coaching philosophy, senior team or youth?
I'm about youth level, not a senior.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say, like, for me, what I like stumbled upon early is I like to have a motto like, I think long-term goals instead of short-term problems. I'm not thinking about like, hey, Johnny can't go to his left hand, so I'm going to make him go to his right every time. So I will try to challenge him, try to make him better for the long run. Like if a player can't shoot, I'm encouraging him to shoot every time. And like for me, especially youth level, I try to like don't have too many like I don't have any set plays. I let them play kind of freely in offense. Just try to get pink touches, make this decision making, teaching them decision making. But shot selection and stuff like that, I'm not too focused on that. What I'm focused on is their energy level, their effort on defense. Because if you can create a practice environment where everybody's giving their all, the development happens, where everybody's trying to do their best, trying to become better players. So I would say that is a big thing for me. But during practices, I try to like have CLA approach. I try to have a lot of decision making in every drill I do. I always have a defender in everything I do. I always like try to have some kind of emphasis on 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, like practicing what we want to do in games. So I would say that's a big thing for me and what I'm trying to translate to the whole club. Just like, how can we get these guys good, not entirely this year, but in the next 3 to 4 years, they'll be in the best place they can be.
Um, what is what skills or habits do Icelandic young players usually lack, and what are their strengths? I can tell about our players, and I think that our weaknesses maybe is similar to your country. Is we haven't enough time because of the weather. We cannot play and train all year around on the street. We can't do this.
Yeah.
And we should be in the gym because it's too cold and snow or outside. It's not like in Florida that you say. What about Icelandic? Their lock and strengths.
I would say our biggest strength is, like I've said, like because how early we start, we have kids, that have good hand-eye coordination. They're like have basic fundamentals in place. And I would say the biggest weakness is we are a small country. We don't get a lot of tall players or like athletes. So we have to just develop what we have, you know, or senior team, national team, we can just see it there. We have Tryggvi who's 2 meters and 20 centimeters. Then we just have guys under 2 meters after that. So what we're trying to like I said, that's probably our biggest weakness, but our biggest strength is, how quickly we develop our players so that I would say that.
Okay, thank you. And how do you balance skill development versus competitions in yes categories?
I would say like I've tried to implement in both like I told you, I don't like a lot of trails where there's no decision making involved. I want to have a defender. I want the guys to have to think. Doesn't need to be a lot, you know. I had a 6 and 7-year-old group last year, not this year, but I was doing one-on-one drills with them, you know. I was like big advantage, you know. They almost had an open layup, but there was still a defender trailing coming behind at some point, you know. But I just want the kids to have to think. So I would say like it's pretty. I would say there's competition in everything I do. There's some kind of 1v1, 2v2, 2-on-1, some kind of competition involved in what I do. But then I would say I play, if I have a 60-minute practice, I try to play 5-on-5 basketball with some kind of principles for at least 20 minutes.
Okay, in which age, at which age do you started play 1-on-1, 2-on-2?
I would like I say, I would say it's just I would for at least like we start doing these kind of drills straight when we come out of kindergarten to first grade, like in 6-year-old group. Just
Mm. With big
because it's
advantage.
also easier to
With
what
big
is it?
advantage. And
Yeah,
you started
with
to use
what?
drills with big advantage. How you say?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we just try to teach them some kind of decision making, very large to begin with, and during the process of the season, the advantage becomes smaller. There's different kind of read, you know. And when we play, especially 6 to 8-year-old, we don't do 4-on-4 or 5v5. We only play 3v3 or smaller because 1v1 is good and 2v2 because you have the ball in your hand so much. You're making decisions all the time. So the younger the age, the more we try to do these 1v1 to 3v3 drills, like small-sided games. So yeah, so we start from all the way from 6 years old.
Okay, thank you. I have little difficulties with it because in my gym we have a really high rims on the
Yeah,
and kids when they are 6 and 7 years old they can't shoot to the rim. They can shoot only to the net maybe. And
yeah.
what high of basketball rim in your gym, or it's
It,
regular?
it's not the senior team level. It's lower than that, you know. But then we also have, you know, for the kids like 6-year-olds who have difficulty even shooting at those rims, we have lighter basketballs. You know, they have like
Mm.
yellow basketballs to make it more easier because nobody wants to come to basketball practice and you can't like make a shot. You know, the like a lot of the kids when they like, and we have it so when kids come to their first practice, you always try to make them score at least one basket. You know, so we're fortunate enough, like I say, we have great facility, great. Like we've hosted competitions and stuff like that, just because how large our gym is, which gives us the opportunity to have these big age groups. We have a lot of baskets which we can lower, you know. So we are very lucky with the gym we have.
Okay, thank you. Um, my kids at at very young age, at from 5 to 7, they cannot shoot to the rim, and um, I often use um, mm, I don't know what, but when they shoot to the net, they get 1 point. If they shoot
Yeah,
a
yeah.
rim or on backboard, 2 point. When they shoot to the basket, 3 point, and they all happy.
Yeah,
Um,
it makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
That's a good drill. I need to implement it in Breiðablik, I think. It's a good one.
Okay. Uh, can you tell me, do communities support local teams strongly?
Or what do you say?
Mm, mm, Locals. Do
Yeah,
local people support your teams, local teams and YAS teams, maybe senior teams uh, on the
yeah.
games?
I would say I would say so because, like I've told you, like we don't have owners in Iceland. So the people behind these clubs in Iceland, they are people who do it for free, board members, chairmans, so we are very fortunate enough to have big, and also it helps to have so big youth groups because we have a lot of parents who are passionate about the program we have going on because how passionate the kids are about basketball. So I would say we are very lucky to have it. And especially when we can see it in some senior team games, when there is success, we get people in the stands. We get people. We have big tournaments. Like I told you about we had hosted the cup competition in Iceland last year, and all the people working around it were people supporting Breiðablik, some parents, some people who played, former players. So I would say we were very fortunate to have people behind us.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to talking about coaching education and career opportunities in Iceland. And first of all, I would like to asking about coaching licenses or certificates. Certifications are most common in Iceland. In my country, when if you would like to work in professional academy like CSKA, you should have a high degree. But if you work in school system or in amateur academies, you could have a certificate um, of uh, of coaching. What about Icelandic?
In Iceland, we have it. So I mean, to begin with, it's very difficult. Like there is some standards we try to have, but it's very difficult because we are only a nice of 330,000 people, and coaching to some extent is not the highest paying job. So it's very difficult to find people to begin with. But KKI, the Federation of Basketball Federation, tries to push that people get some kind of education. So we have, like from the federation, there's 9 seminars you have to finish. Basically, KKI 1, KKI 2, KKI 3, each have 3 seminars which you have to finish. Then we have from the just Icelandic Sport Federation in general, we have 3 different seminars you have to finish, which is like not basketball coaching, but coaching in general, like some
Mhm.
kind of principle when it comes to that. So, but yeah. So that I would say that is the only like education we have. But then we also have how the Basketball Federation pays also for us to go to the FIBA coaching clinic. Like 2 people get, I think, accepted each year, and then there's not a lot more than that, I would say.
Okay, thank you. Um, and are there good opportunities for young coaches to work, grow, and get full-time jobs in basketball?
I would say so. If you're passionate enough and you do it full-heartedly, there's definitely opportunities. Like I said, like I started coaching 1 practice a week, 15 years old, and quickly but surely, after 3 years, I was doing it full-time, assistant coach, senior team, top division, on 3 age groups, youth, and now I'm head of youth, doing it full-time. So but the thing is, like in Iceland, there's not a lot of not too many coaches doing it full-time 100%, so that is the biggest thing. Like if there are passionate coaches, easily, you can get very far if you do it pure of heart. But yeah, I would say so.
Uh, how much training session per day do you have?
Me, for example,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, I would. It's better for me to talk about the weeks. So I would say I have 6 practices with senior team a week. Then I have
Mhm.
4 practices plus a game with my 9th grade kids a week. Then I have 2 morning practices with the high school academia coach, and then I have office job 8 to 4. So
Oh,
it,
oh man. You work a lot.
Yeah, but I can adjust my time a little bit, when it comes to my office job from how much is going on at that time.
Oh, it's really hard, I think. It's really hard. I worked I think 7 years ago in office from 9 to 6, and then I had been go to coach team, and it was really hard. And I understand you, but it's great.
But like I say, the office job is just for the Breiðablik basketball club, head of youth. So it's like it's a lot. It a lot involves the things I like to do. That I'm like I have hands on. I'm trying to make the environment better for the coaches, players, youth kids. So it's a lot. But when like for me, for example, this is a club I have been with since I was 7 years old. So it's easy. It's not if it would be any other club for me, I'd maybe not be working as much, for example, but I like it.
Okay. Um, and about national team, what qualities does the U18 national team focus on developing the most?
U18 national team. I would say, like, of course, when you come or in this age group, like you want to like try to win to some extent, but we're still trying to develop players for senior team, national team level, creating good memories from basketball because, like I said before, chairmen and board people also control basketball in Iceland. So you're also trying to create good memories because some of the people will not end up being basketball players, but they will be involved in basketball for many years to come. But Icelandic basketball, like national teams, try to have like the same principles. We play high energy level. We try to, play free flowing. We're not taking any shortcuts when it comes to youth national teams to some extent. So I would say, and definitely it's more difficult when we're such a small nation, but we've done a very good job of being competitive in these issues. I mean, our U20 team was in A division, I think, for 3 or 4 years straight. So it's been going very well.
Mhm. Okay. Do Icelandic clubs encourage players to go abroad, for example, Europe or USA?
Uh, I would say like the biggest problem when it comes to that is, of course, to begin with, there's like very difficult to make connections in other countries. Uh, but there are not a lot of coaches who've gone abroad, tried to do abroad. Baldur Thor Ragnarsson coached in Germany for a few years. One of our better coaches who's also coaching national team. Finnur Freyr, other good coach, went to Denmark. But I would not say like that there is a pathway for Icelandic coaches to go abroad. It's just not like it is. But also a big hinder for a lot of Icelandic coaches is salary difference in Iceland versus other countries, because like you get paid 5 times less to be in to coach maybe Czech Republic instead of Iceland. So that is a thing for the best coaches in Iceland is the biggest hinder why they just stay in Iceland is because especially when you have a family, it's hard to like go abroad living lower salary, not getting a lot. So it's a thing. I think we in Iceland need to do a better job of also trying to go abroad, try to do these kind of things.
Okay. What is Iceland's long-term vision for developing elite players? I know that one player from Iceland was in NBA
Yeah,
i- in
to
1980s too.
Peter, yeah. Yeah, Peter and then Jón Arnór was in Dallas Mavericks for some time.
Yeah. Okay. And what is Iceland's long-term vision for developing elite players? I know that you haven't got a lot of tall players because of
Yeah.
your small population. Um, but can you tell me something about it?
I would say like I've uh, the thing for me is I feel like for us to get more elite players, it needs to begin in Iceland that we have academies. We try to create better coaching and playing environment for these players from 13-year old and older. So we get more players senior team ready, more developed players, physically better, having better strength and conditioning. So I would say it will probably not happen in the next 10 years, but this would be a major step in us becoming a real basketball nation, getting these kind of academies together.
Okay. Um, Thank you. Where do you see yourself in 5, 10 years as a coach? Do you uh, would you like to coach in Iceland, or maybe you would like to, or maybe you prepare to United States or Asia or something, Europe, maybe?
I mean, for me, like a goal would be to try to get some kind of coaching gig abroad, and I've gotten some opportunities to coach abroad as it is, but it it would need to be, the right step. For me, I mean, in 5 years it would be great to like be an assistant coach at some very high level, but or head coach, whatever. But like I said, I'm always open to go coach abroad, but it would need to be the right step for me. Like I would like to go to a club where I can develop as a coach. I can learn, it would be yeah, yeah, like develop as a coach.
Okay. And maybe you have some dream in coaching, biggest dream.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe no. I've not thought about it a lot, but like a dream come true for me would be to see Breiðablik as a competitive team top division, because we have it everything. Yeah, everything around it except I was talking to one of my players the other day, and we were talking about, how nice it would be not even I would not even have to be coach. We would not even have to be playing or coaching in a team. Just to walk into Smárin or gym and to see a full stand watching a playoff game in Smárin. Like, yeah. So that would be a big dream come true.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And can you tell me about projects or ideas are you working on right now?
I would say like the biggest project I'm working on right now is like the U18 national team group is starting practicing now in December. I have my senior team is playing 3 games in the next 2 weeks, so there's a lot going on there. Then it's just trying to, like I said, like to create a better environment for the youth groups, try to get even bigger, and then it's just the head coaching academy. So those are the biggest things on my schedule right now.
Mm, okay. Uh, and can you tell me about your planning, season planning? Do you write it on all season or maybe some shorten cycles?
I would
For
say
example,
like
me, okay, okay, I listen.
it, I would say for me it's like I have like to begin the season I look at the game calendar for the whole season, all youth, senior team, everything. But then I plan more monthly to weekly things, each week or each month, and try to do that as best as possible, not going too much ahead of myself.
How much games does your team have in a season?
Senior youth, right?
Yes, yes, okay, yes.
I would say like for my block, ninth grade team, for example, uh, I have A and B team. So we have 40 games during the season. Then we also have one team with the 1 year older group, like playing against 1 year older competition. So I think just me coaching my ninth flock, it's 60 games for the season.
60 games for the season?
Yeah.
One team.
It one age group, but like I said, like if I have 21 players in the age group, most likely the age group has 3 teams playing, and there's like divisions: first division, second division, third division, fourth division, and just how strong they are. They play maybe 18 top division, first division here, and then B team, second division, C team, fourth division, maybe. So it's like the competitive side in Iceland is very good. There's a lot of games for the kids to play.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of games. My teams has 33 games in a season. Each
Yeah.
age group. We play each week for Sunday or Saturday each week. From September to May. Um, but I I think it's a lot for me. But 60, it's really really a lot games. I talked with some coaches in the United States, and they played 80 and 90 game in a season. It's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
with one team. And that's but this good experience for kids, I think. Maybe it's psychological is hard, but for their development like a player, it's not bad, I think. What do you think about it?
Oh. I would say I think the best coach is playing. You learn the most from playing. So I would say it's good, but you also need to have time. You have to load manage players to some extent. You need to have strength training, personal training, pra- team practices, all combined with the games, because it you all have to have some kind of a combination that works.
Hmm. Okay, and what about strange condition in your teams and in your country? For example, in United States, they started to uh, do some things in the gym from 8 or 9 years old. In our country, they in professional academies they start to do something. Strange conditional things from 20 years old. What about Iceland?
I would say in Iceland, we have uh, it is maybe a little bit different, but we have like from 13 years old to senior team a lot of the time. But it also differentiates from the program you're in, because you don't always have the facility for it. And if you have strength and conditioning, I would say you need to have a strength and conditioning coach who knows what he is doing with the age groups. And like I said, it's big age groups a lot of the times. And for unfortunately for us in Breiðablik, for example, we just don't have a gym to host these big groups. And if we would want to have and that's the plan in 1 to 2 years, but if we want to have strength and conditioning 100%, we need to have bigger gym, because otherwise we're hiring a strength and conditioning coach to a full-time job in Iceland, which is cost a lot.
Okay. And can you tell me about where can I see some games from Iceland? I really want to see games, kids games, from your country.
Yeah. Uh, to begin with, you can see some games real life. If you search up some teams that have games on the real life. So Breiðablik, for example, has the real life and stuff like that. But a big step for us right now is each team was given a video camera to begin the season. Don't know if you know what it is. So each team now has the opportunity to record their games through stereo, which tracks the ball and stuff like that. Makes it very easy. You can record the practices as well. So Iceland is in a very good place when it comes to where to watch games, because most games are recorded, because each club needs to have the opportunity, to give the kids like video to maybe go abroad to the States or whatever, because that's the main goal.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for podcast and for visiting this podcast, and I really appreciate you, and that's a great experience for me. How I said before, to talk with someone from Iceland. You are the first person who I met from Iceland, and that's really cool. And I wish you good luck with your coaching dreams, and with your clubs, and with your children. Um, that's all.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Nice talking to you about basketball. Always fun.
Okay.